Hello, everyone. Welcome to our 30 days in finding your strengths with brave thinking. My name is Lin Yuan-Su. I'm your transformational life coach. During the month of April, every single day, I will be offering a 15-minute long free coaching session. And so this is an entire free coaching program that you can access anytime you want. I'm recording all the sessions, live sessions, and I'm posting it on YouTube. And the purpose of my intention is truly to give you, whomever is willing to receive this, a tool that supports you during this time while our world appears to be shaking. I want you to understand that you have the strength that you can lean on that's within you during this time to discover that strength with the way we call brave thinking. So the world can be shaking, but you don't have to. The world can be falling apart, but you have the opportunity to build an even bigger life for yourself. Every single day as we get together, the first thing we do is we're going to take a breathing exercise. So how we do it is we inhale through our nose slowly, and we exhale through our mouth like we are breathing into a straw. One more time, inhale and exhale. So this particular breathing technique is great at calming our nervous system, and also it brings us back to that grounded state of mind. And every single day we open with a gratitude and a celebration of a win. So what is one thing that you're absolutely grateful for, and one thing that you're so proud of yourself? I invite you to even just gather a few pieces of paper that for the 30 days, you just write down every single day what you're truly grateful for, and one thing that you're absolutely so proud of yourself for doing. It doesn't have to be big. It's small or big, it does not matter. Just the way we do it is we generate that energetic state. Gratitude carries the highest vibrating energetic state, right? It brings you up there. How do we get there? Is by literally just physically thinking about the one thing. If you can list more, that's fantastic. Find at least one thing that you're so grateful for. Today, I am so grateful for my husband. He is a Chinese medicine practitioner. Yesterday, I found out a news that one of my friends, more like acquaintances, I don't know her very well. However, we both graduated from same university program, and she is quite well known within the community, the professional community. And she was unfortunately diagnosed with ovarian cancer a few months back last year, and she battled it, she won, and she got a clear. Unfortunately, it came back. So I right away, when I saw that news, I talked with my husband. I said, this friend, because I was mentioning to him as her journey goes, as she was sharing that on social media, and I said, this friend of mine, remember her? She was diagnosed with ovarian cancer at a very young age. I asked him, are you willing to offer her some free treatment with Chinese medicine? Because I want to offer that to her. And without absolutely no hesitation, he said, of course. And I'm so grateful to be married to such an amazing, awesome man who is so generous, who is so passionate about Chinese medicine, utilizing this amazing medical system, entire system and medicines to help so many people. For that, I'm so grateful for, and I'm just so proud of our journey together, which is going to tie into a little story that I'm going to share with you today. So today, I want to share with you a story about overcoming the odds, and really how to stand firm. To wrap up what we have been talking about, give it a little summary. How to stand firm when it feels like your world is shaking. And as I share this story, I invite you to put yourself in the center of the story, because I bet some of the points is quite relatable to a lot of you. And notice that most importantly, the principles you can use to overcome challenges in your own life. On January 21st, 2011, so almost 10 years ago, I found myself standing in the snow barefoot and outside of my now husband and then boyfriend's house on the driveway. And it was about -10 Celsius. So it's 14 Fahrenheit, 14 degrees Fahrenheit. And I was in a bathrobe with my workout pants and tank top underneath. And I would just, because I just taught a fitness class that morning and I was about to hop into a shower when this happened. And my computer was tossed onto the ground and it was broken and my belongings were all over the place in the snow. And my car at that time was 3 months new, got dented multiple times by heavy objects all over the place, and the windshield has completely mashed. And as I was standing there, I was also being physically assaulted. So the person did all of this was my husband's ex-wife. So they had been separated for over 5 years at this point, and their marriage was just not working out. But neither of them was initiating for a divorce because all of them are Chinese. Both of them are Chinese, and in my culture, divorce is something the least resource you go to. And because they have a daughter, they felt like they need to wait until she's a certain age to go through that process. So 3 weeks before this incident had happened, my husband went to her and asked for a divorce. That's when we first started to seeing each other. So she was not very happy about it, obviously. And you know, that particular day, she showed up and announced to his house. She was living in a different city 2 hours away with their daughter, and she showed up and announced, and I just happened to be there. And it of course, from her rage, it led to what happened that day. So I was there completely confused. I had no idea what was going on. I was like, what happened? You know, when you're in that state of shock, what happened? I was so confused. I was lost. I was very, very embarrassed because I was standing, no shoes on, with a bathrobe, and all the craziness that was going on. And you know, have you ever felt that way? A little bit confused and not sure what's going on, feel very embarrassed? Have you ever felt that in your life? And then 3 days later, I didn't cry during this entire thing. I was just very confused. I didn't cry even days after. 3 days later that morning, I was screaming and crying at the same time. I totally lost myself. I totally had a mental breakdown because of that incident. And because of what happened, that particular instant, it pushed me into a depression. I felt very stuck. I felt so angry. I wanted revenge. I wanted her to be punished for what she did. For 3 years, I struggled with that. Have you ever felt that in your life? The feeling of being stuck. You feel like you need to get revenge because somebody did wrong to you. Something bad happened to your life. You just didn't feel like you could move out of it. That was how I experienced in my life at that point. 3 years later, one day, a random day, beautiful, sunny summer. It was July. I was just driving on my way to work, or maybe I was driving home. I don't remember. But I had that one moment. Suddenly it hit me. Wow, I'm actually very grateful that she did this. I'm very grateful she did this. Why? Because by that point, I had known my husband for 3 years. And knowing the kind of person my husband is, he's so family oriented. He was hanging on that string, on that shell of their marriage, just hanging onto that string. If she did not do what she did, if she turned around and begged him to go back to that marriage, knowing my husband, he would. And I would not have had the opportunity to be with him. He's truly my soulmate. He's truly my best friend. He's truly my Mr. Right. I am so thankful for her for pushing him out of their already broken marriage. That moment, it hit me. I made a decision to say, from this point on, I'm going to look for the good in that instant, in what happened 3 years back, that I was holding on to say, oh, she needs to be punished. I need revenge. I'm angry. I'm stuck. I need to free myself. I made that decision. And I also the minute it hit me, I started finding more and more good in that situation, in what she did. I'm like, wow. By that point, their daughter has grown into this very kind, easygoing, outgoing, really, really committed, hardworking person. And she spends most of her time with her mom. And she makes my husband so proud at so many different levels. And right now, that girl, well, she's 21 already, and she studies at Berklee College of Music, which is one of the prestige universities for music. And she's so talented. She makes my husband so proud as a father. And she spends most of the time with her mother. And for that, I'm so grateful and thankful for her mom. And I started to look for, and once I started, wow, it's so many different things. It just kept coming to me. And those are the things has always been there, but I could not see it because I was so fixated on my anger, on what was happened, what was wrong during that time, that when my world was shaking. So here's the thing, everybody. During our life, look at what's going on right now. Yes, our world is shaking. Things are going wrong. The toilet papers are so hard to come by. But does not matter what it is our decision. It is leaning into the strengths within us, and it is our decision to look for the good. To look for the good, and to also practice forgiveness. Forgiveness, it is not about to say, okay for what those people did that's hurtful, that's harmful. It's not about that. It's not about to spend more time with those people. It is about to free ourselves. Nothing frees our heart like having freedom. Freedom is forgiveness. Forgiveness is a practice. We practice this every single day at different levels. As time went on, obviously my husband will always have a connection with his ex-wife, with her, because they share a daughter together. But at the same time, regardless, as my awareness increases, as my awareness goes to different levels, really I discover more and more. It's almost like a peeling an onion. I discover more and more layers of forgiveness, and that just frees me. For every person to be jailed, there has to be a jailer. So the process of forgiveness is not just about free the ones being jailed, but most importantly, it offers the jailer the freedom and the joy and the happiness of living a life. During this time, as our world is shaking, so this is what we get to understand. We get to understand that we can look for the good. And in the past two days, we talk about that, how we can neutralize the event. I'm completely neutralized whatever that incident I described to you, that story, because as I describe it, what you saw was I was smiling because I'm at peace and I feel calm with whatever happened because I neutralized it, right? And then I looked for the good in it. And this is what you get to practice as well. I gain the resilience. I become a much more resilient person because of it. I become a bigger, better person because of it. Every single time you're dealing with an incident that feels like your world is shaking, I guarantee you are going to become a bigger and a stronger person if you lean into that strength that is already within you. All right. And that's the gift. That's truly the gift during this journey. So you know what? The coronavirus, COVID-19, is such a gift for every single one of us. Look for the gift that's within you, that's for you. Because when you receive it with your open hands, you are going to become a bigger and better person. And then now ask the question, how's the relationship of you and you? How's the relationship between you and yourself? What kind of friendship is it? Is that a very kind one? Is that a rather critical one? Is that one that's never good enough? What is your friendship with yourself? If you sit down, spend some time with yourself, having a cup of tea, what is the energy feels like? What does the conversation look like? Ask yourself that question. And at the same time, take a kind glance of your life from the day you were born, you were a baby, to the days you were a toddler, you were preschooler, and then you went to elementary school, middle school, high school. Take a kind glance of your life. What happened in your life? And then after high school, whatever you did, maybe you went to college or university, maybe you start working right away, maybe whatever happened in your life, just take a look as it's a movie, right? Just take a very kind glance of it. And this is what we want to have, the relationship we want to have. It's a kind one. In order for us to share love, we got to pour love into ourselves first. We got to practice ourselves first. So take a kind glance of your entire life and ask yourself, how is my relationship, my friendship with myself? And with curiosity. There doesn't have to be any judgmental. It doesn't have to be any shame in it. Just ask this question and be a very kind friend to yourself. Pour love into yourself. If you feel like you need some extra support or help, feel free to contact me directly. My email address is here. And subscribe to my channel as I'm posting more and more of the coaching sessions as I go along during April, and more other extra workshops I will be offering. And stay healthy, stay strong, have a wonderful day. Bye now.